Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. I am your host, Michael Karvelis, and this is Daily Dive. It is Thursday, January the 15th, 2026, and this show begins now. We appreciate our drummer once again. We are live streaming via the airwaves of North American Talk Radio on YouTube. You can subscribe and find other great shows, live sports, and this show, along with other great videos. I know our good friend Jeff Beck has been making a ton of those, and more to come in the future. On today's awesome show, we're going to first off create the narrative for week number 8 in the National Lacrosse League. What will fans be talking about this weekend? I'm excited for that segment, as always. Then we'll get to our first guest, Tim Dillon, and Tim will talk to us about all things face-offs, including Jake Naso beating Terrell Hamer-Jackson, Trevor Baptiste's perfect game, and he'll also predict the upcoming face-off battles for this weekend. And finally, I will air a pre-recorded interview that I did last night with one Jake Naso, who is very awesome. He's a face-off guy for the Saskatchewan Rush. He is a super nice person to talk to. We talked to him about the Rush, the growing lacrosse in Texas, and so much other cool things. Before we get started, I don't know if you saw, but the NLL dropped merchandise via a certain web store. Jeff Teat player shirt is available. A Roughnecks lacrosse shirt. This is part of their Fast Break T-shirt collection. This thing also comes in red, by the way. This Toronto Rock sweatshirt, which is also available in blue, and I believe heather as well. A Christian Del Bianco player named shirt, and so much more. If you want the official merchandise, head over to natalkradio.us/NLL, and we appreciate it when you do. Again, the new NLL League merchandise. Folks, I don't even know if they're going to announce that yet, but it's here. Head over to natalkradio.us/NLL. Get your merchandise. Why not wear a Dane Smith or a Josh Byrne or a Brandon O'Neill shirt? I'm telling you, folks, natalkradio.us/NLL. It is now time to create the narrative for week number 8. Are you ready, kids? Aye, aye, Captain. So, there are 4 games on Friday, and full disclosure, if I'm the NLL moving forward, I don't know if I schedule more games than one if you're doing an unboxed game. I have reported that the Edmonton game will probably have 3,500 to 4,000 people in person. That's being poo-pooed. I'm telling you, it looks bad. Just check Ticketmaster. It's not hard. That being said, the first game, Colorado Mammoth at the Halifax Thunderbirds. This game's at 6:30 Eastern on Friday. All times are Eastern, by the way. Is Colorado going to have another impressive win? Because they've had a gauntlet of those, including a bounce-back win in Georgia just this past weekend. Can the Thunderbirds strap on their boots and bounce back from their ugliest loss of the season so far? And I'm not even talking scoreboard, because 16-9 was pretty bad. But if I'm a Thunderbirds player or fan, somehow I feel worse than the Desert Dogs do, and they got a 21 spot put on them because the Thunderbirds unraveled and their penalty-having ways came back up. Can the Thunderbirds bounce back and not just win, but win in a way that is professional? Come on, T-Birds, I know you have it in you. Well, I don't know that, but I hope you do. The Ottawa Black Bears at the Buffalo Bandits. This game's at 7:30 Eastern Time. Can the Bandits defense lock it down? I'm curious at this point. I know they've had some good defensive performances, but they're kind of scaring me right now. And I told you guys yesterday, Buffalo's in a vulnerable spot right now. So can Buffalo lock it down? Why? Because Rob Hellier and Jeff Teets have been a match made in box lacrosse heaven. Dan McCray bringing in Rob Hellier has been a godsend for that offense. But again, Buffalo is in your way. Buffalo's supposed to win this game. Can they? We'll see. The second ever NLL Unboxed game in Edmonton on Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern features the Calgary Roughnecks at the Georgia Swarm. First off, a lot of people are going to be asking, is Edmonton even getting a team? Obviously, you got to pack the barn first. And as I told you before, I don't know if that's going to happen. As for the game concerned, can the Swarm's offense work? It's been awful this year. Can they go into a neutral site and get another win? Because Brett Dobson's been great. So has the defense. So have a few rookies. But Lyle Thompson, where are you? We're trying to figure it out. And are the Roughnecks better than we all thought? Because if they get a second win against a pretty decent Georgia team, Calgary's going to start climbing up some power rankings. They've been competitive against the juggernauts. I'm almost convinced they're going to win this game. Can they? And if they do, how will they look? Oh my. The final game on Friday, the San Diego Seals at the Vancouver Warriors. This game also at 10 o'clock Eastern start time. Can Vancouver finally get a comfortable win? I'm not saying will they. I'm asking can they at this point. Because in their wins, it's been very Mickey Mouse. It's been just odd. Like, you're up 10-5 in Calgary, and they come back and you escape by the skin of your teeth. That's not good enough, especially for a team that we all thought, including myself, could win the championship this year. I predicted them to do so. So not will they, can Vancouver finally get a comfortable win? And of course, fresh off of his perfect 23 of 23, Trevor Baptiste is actually going to face a real face-off guy. He's playing Max Adler, who just went 10-14 against Justin Naso. That's going to be a fun little face-off battle. We move over to Saturday in a game that starts at 8 o'clock Eastern that has been moved for the Buffalo Bills game, I was told. The Toronto Rock at the Rochester Nighthawks. Another team that New Rochester has struggled with. Spencer Conley came on the show earlier this week and told us that the Rock are no pushovers for this Nighthawks team. And they still have Nick Rose, Latrell Harris, etc. But also, the Rock offense, led by CJ Curse, who I told you guys this week has now pulled away in the rookie award race. So, can the Rock crack the Rochester code, or will the Nighthawks continue their onslaught to start the season? Also at 8 o'clock Eastern on Saturday, the Oshawa Firewolves travel to take on the Saskatchewan Rush in what is suddenly a heavyweight matchup. The reason it's heavyweight is because Saskatchewan is 5-1 looking for 6-1, and the last two games for Oshawa, their offense showed up for the first time. Oh my. So with that being said, this is the first huge test for Oshawa. Are they really back? Because Halifax was on a back-to-back, you rough up some temper birds and things start to happen. So, can Oshawa walk into Saskatoon and show the Green Monster that they're not a pushover like we first thought to begin the season? And finally, at 10:30 Eastern Time on Saturday, the Philadelphia Wings travel to Henderson to take on the Las Vegas Desert Dogs. In fact, one of these teams is sugar daddied by Joe Tsai. The other one is pretty much owned by Joe Tsai. You got two good offenses. Both teams have goalie questions. Although to start the season, we all thought, or most of you thought, Las Vegas is supposed to be way better than Philadelphia. I don't know. And then, is this a game where Nick Damoud is auditioning to be a future Desert Dog? I don't know. But let Landon Kells keep screwing around. Even though we know that Alex Bouquet is back on the roster this weekend, let Kells and Bouquet screw around and Caleb Kahn still be 18 years old. Nick Damoud might be auditioning for a job in Las Vegas without realizing it, even though he probably is. That's the narrative for Week 8. And what are your storylines? What is your barbershop talk? What are you going to be talking about on social media this weekend? Let us know in the comments. When we come back to this awesome show, Tim Dillon is here. Vamonos, baby. We got to pick his brain about Trevor Baptiste, Jake Naso, and, of course, face-off predictions. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're watching Daily Dive, and stay tuned for the Jake Naso interview, ironically, after Tim Dillon. We'll be right back.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
BetUS and North American Talk Radio have partnered to bring you the preferred betting platform in the United States, and you will get a deposit bonus of up to 150% if you use promo code 120Z. Take it from me, I'm a cowboy and a gambler. I wrangle my bets on BetUS, and I use the promo code 120Z to get free money. Yee-haw! That's BetUS and promo code 120Z. Now giddy up.
Welcome back to Daily Dive, the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. I'm your host, Michael Karvelis. Stay tuned for the Jake Naso interview coming up after this segment. And to start the show, I talked about creating the narrative for week number 8 in the National Lacrosse League. We had some comments earlier. Mimico Trike said, fire Sawyer, talking about the Rock head coach. When will the Swarm make a move for their offense? Says Kai, the goalie. And Kai was in Duluth watching that train wreck of an offense against Colorado. All right, folks, before we get to our good friend here, reminder, NLL merchandise can be found at natalkradio.us/NLL. Jeff Teague player shirt, Roughnecks lacrosse shirt, a Toronto Rock sweatshirt, the Del Bianco player name, so much more at natalkradio.us/the NLL. And now it's time to bring in a good friend, a friend who, to be fair, predicted a Trevor Baptiste perfect game, but not so much Hammer Jackson. It's time for Señor 77, Tim Dillon. All the music, all your friends, amigos and amigos. What's up, man? How you been, Tim Dillon?
What's up, Mike? What's up? How you doing?
I'm great. Do you have like your coffee or energy this morning? Come on, man. Fire me up.
Got my tea, man. Got my tea.
Well, real quick, did you see the NLL releasing that merchandise? That was pretty cool.
I did. I took a look at it last night.
Good.
It's pretty darn nice, man. Pretty darn nice. But I gotta say, like, it's a lot of copy and paste, which, it's better than we had last time. But I
Correct.
mean, come on, guys.
We got
Come
player names. I'm not too mad about it. By the way, last week for Tim Dillon, you were a face-off guy. You said Jake Withers would beat the Black Bears like 95%, 68. It was pretty good. I don't even know who Ottawa rolled out. It was good. You said Adler and Naso would go about 50-50. That was pretty good as well, by the way, because they were like 14-10, not too shabby. You said a perfect game for Trevor Baptiste. It was 23-23. Sir, that was perfecto. You said Withers 70% against Oshawa. That worked. Let's talk about Baptiste first, and then we'll get to the one you did get wrong. But dude, Trevor Baptiste, amazing, right? Unbelievable.
I mean, I did call it. It was a perfect game. I'm very happy that I did get that one right. It was great to make up for the really bad performance that Halifax put on. I do have to say, I'm just happy that Baptiste did very well. That Toronto team can't win a face-off to save his life right now.
Ooh.
And I'm just happy to be right in a long streak of losing here and there, and all these things. And yeah.
If your face-off predictions counted for your pick'ems, you'd be way closer for the record.
Yeah, my pick'ems, I swear, dude, the teams I picked to win, they have like the worst weeks of the season.
Like
21-15
was rough, yeah.
Yeah, they get blown out by Georgia the week before. They get blown out by Oshawa, and then it's just like what are we doing?
So I have to say, I know that you were not totally sold on Jake Naso when he beat Withers. I mean, beating Hammer Jackson. I know Hammer Jackson might be the better player, so is Withers. Is Naso better at face-offs? Can we finally admit that from you? He's pretty good, man.
Better than Hammer Jackson and Jake Withers?
On face-off. Like, forget on face. If they were all Fogos.
Just as a pure face-off guy?
Fogo.
I can't admit to that. I'm sorry.
What? You can't do that?
I can't admit to that. Dude.
Have some shame, Tim Dillon.
No, he's on a good win streak. He's hot. He's doing his job.
Wow.
But the fact that he's doing his job really good for 2 straight games, and now we're saying he's the better face-off guy of like guys who've been doing this way longer than he has is like a crazy statement, Yeah. He is good. He's one of the best face-off guys in the world. Like if you took 50 of the best face-off guys and put them in a room, he's in the top 10 right now.
There we go. I'll take that.
Of active players. But I wouldn't say that he's the better face-off guy. I would say he's just hitting a streak right now, which he's supposed to be doing.
That's fair. We do an interview with him coming up after you, so just for the record.
Is it live? Is it a live interview?
No, he was pre-recorded, but we did it last night. We did mention you on that, so just for the record.
Oh, nice. I can't wait to see what he says about that.
Yeah. So do you have any headlines before we get to your predictions? I know you're on a kind of a time constraint today.
Yeah.
Anything you want to get off your chest?
Headlines wise, there's not much. All that I know is that Max Adler did a great job. I'm very happy to see that.
That was
I actually have a 2018 Max Adler championship sweatshirt from the MLL days. That used to be his, actually. It's his name in the back of it. I somehow got that from a buddy. But yeah, no.
Game worn.
Yeah, it's like a worn sweatshirt, yeah. Headlines wise, no, there's not much. I heard there might be a signing out of Oshawa. Nothing confirmed, confirmed yet. But no, there's not much really bouncing around right now. I will comment on the Hammer Jackson incident though, regarding him and the allegation of him diving into a player's knee.
What was your take?
My take, it's very public. It's on the Lax Tilly Instagram.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, your comment. Yeah.
Just to clarify it for the public record, what I believe happened is Hammer Jackson, and this is completely unbiased. I know I wear his jersey, but just from a player and fan perspective,
you also do face-offs. For those that don't know, you actually are an athlete. So
I'm a face-off guy. I do play in very similar turf and very similar on the knee face.
You play as the I don't play, you play, so you have an opinion. There you go.
Yeah, so my opinion as a player is this. And it's much different from the fan. As a player opinion, I did see him lose his footing. He's a much smaller guy, so his
Well,
center of gravity is much lower. And he made the best out of situation. He didn't dive, he just fell into a box out position. And sadly, Mitch Chisnew's knee did get caught up. And I would say there wasn't really any malice intended there. Hammer Jackson blew at his knee, having something very similar happen to him in San Diego a couple years ago.
ooh.
So I wouldn't see any reason for him to do that. I know he's a Canadian player. He's from the interior. He's from BC. Those guys can be a little bit more rough and rowdy and chippier than other guys. But if you look at how Withers plays and how many penalties he draws on other guys from doing similar stuff, but I understand why people thought the way he did it was intentional. It's not a very common move to see a player do that, especially if you're not a face-off guy. But he did box out. He did do his job. And once again, I will say that it's very unfortunate that Mitch Snoo's knee got caught up in that.
The rumor is that Snoo's going to be out. He's going to be good. He's going to be back before like by February. So that's good.
Yes, and I will have to say, I believe it might have been Curtis Dixon that commented on Twitter about that, and he is the head of, I believe, the NL Players Association, NLLPA.
I don't know. I know. Well, he might be up there, but I know it's Courier and Reed Reinhold and people like that. I don't know if he's.
Yeah, I think it was Courier. Yeah, but what I have to say is, it's all fine if you want to have a public opinion on this, but as a player, I have to say, calling it one of the dirtiest things you've ever seen, it's a little much because I've seen way dirtier. I
have too.
Just in the junior levels, I've seen way dirtier. I mean, it's a little ridiculous, and I will have to say, this league doesn't get a ton of media attention as is, but giving it worse media attention and coming after other players, I understand that you have every right to. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but you have to understand the gravity of which you have in the league as one of the top players, and you have to know that you have to sort of protect the league's image. This is very much like 1980s NBA right now, where the image of the league is changing from a league that fights a lot to a league
from a beer goofball league to like an actual serious league.
So finesse at a very offensive heavy league like
that's true.
Like we're seeing in the 2000s NBA, and that 2000 NBA, that media was very tight. It was very rigorous, and questions were vetted beforehand. But I will have to say, everybody can have their own opinion on it. Now, as a fan perspective, I can definitely see where some people might say that looked cheap. Or dirty, but you gotta have a player's mind there, and he made the best out of a bad situation. And sadly, Mr. Snoo's knee got caught. That's all I'm gonna say on it. And if people want to come after me and say what they want to say, they have a right to say that too. But all I gotta say is I don't have a horse in this race. I'm simply looking at it from a player perspective. And if you have another opinion, then you absolutely do. But I turned the volume down. I rewatched that like 50 times. I definitely see where people can say he extended, but he's a very short player. Anything he does looks like he's extending. So
I watched it like 50. That's why I told you I watched it like 50 times. I literally could not see, like, if you had told me like no one got injured, I could there's a nothing play. And I know, and again, not saying this is CLS's fault. I get here's the thing with the fall sideways thing.
Can I see that? Can you pop that up? I didn't see that comment.
Fall forward
versus fall.
Wait, okay, again, real quick before you go. To your point, when you box out, when you're already tripping and your goal is to try to make sure your team gets the ball, I think it's dangerous. I don't think it's dirty, because dirty implies you're trying to hurt a guy. Maybe it was a little bit reckless, but again, if the Snooze get hurt, no one cares.
Yes,
and to me, and if you dove at a guy's knee out of nowhere, we could all talk about it, but I don't see that on this play. I really don't.
I will have to say is, I understand the player that Hammer is, not just as a person, but like the environment he plays in the summer. And
I agree with that. Yeah.
So basically all I'm saying is he plays on a wood floor in the summer for the Seven Bellies, and he also plays sometimes Senior A and some local events on Delta Islanders rink, which is a concrete rink. So you gotta understand, he's been playing concrete and wood his entire life. So if he's falling, his natural instinct is to slide on that concrete. That's what's gonna happen. You can see him make a sliding motion when he does hit the turf. Now the turf catches him and has him stop really quick in front of Mitch Desnu, but I would have done the same thing in that situation if I was falling. I'm taller, so I probably would have caught myself. But
Right.
Hammer Jackson, if you watch him face off, he ends up on the floor every other face off because of how tiny he is. Because of his center of gravity is much, much lower. I
How
see.
tall are you? You're like 6'1" or 6'2", you said?
Yeah, I'm 6'1".
And he's like
And
5'9".
he is not 5'9". He is
Shorter?
he's the shortest player in the league.
Is that true though?
Yes, he's statistically the shortest player in the
Well, I'm gonna
NLL.
check that. Hold on now. Go ahead. Go. You can keep talking.
But all I'm saying is, if I were to fall that way, I would have been able to catch myself. But because of Hammer Jackson's stature, he can't catch himself regardless, And you can see like he has to jump over to get onto the walls to sub out. So I will end with this, saying that he plays on hardwood floor and cement, and his body took a natural position to protect himself, where he would have slid more comfortably. On the turf, um, on on the turf, that same motion has him get caught in the turf quickly, and it was very unfortunate that Mitch Snu was there. But I see very little to no malice or intent there. I just think it's a very unfortunate play. But we could say the same thing about what happened in Halifax, about the first game where guys are throwing each other full speed into guys that didn't even have the ball 5 seconds beforehand into the corner.
Halifax is a different animal. They're pretty rough.
I know they're pretty rough, but nobody has a problem with that. And guys are getting injured, and guys are getting
I don't
hurt.
get that. I don't get that. Like
And the head coaches are upset about it, right? Now, if it was a huge deal, I believe somebody in the Desert Dog organization would have said something about it, or there would have been a fine from the Players Association. But it's all law
real
talk.
quick. There was a fine and a game misconduct after the game given out for the record. I don't know if that was the following Monday or if that was once Curtis Dixon and others tweeted about it, though. Because this thing had been brewing for a whole week. That tweet was up from Meg Desnu.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, when was that actually given? Was that immediately the Monday after? Was that this past Monday? That's a little bit different in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the facts of that for sure, but I would assume it's probably after the more public attention.
That's
with
what
all
I
the
thought
players
too.
commenting. Yeah, but also you have to understand, like Hammer Jackson, he does have a unique position in the league now as a sponsor, and I did see that brought up a couple times, saying he wouldn't get reprehended. No,
Yeah,
he's like everybody else.
To be
He gets.
fair, I don't know if loading is throwing them no one's throwing the NLL a bunch of money right now. So I don't think that even applies. That's a dumb argument from people.
Exactly. Like I would say that. Yeah.
Real quick, he is 5'6". That is 2 inches shorter than every other player. That's crazy. This is crazy. That's wild. To wrap this up, and then we'll move on to your predictions real quick. Curtis Dixon, I agree with that. Like, because he hasn't said a word about Halifax on his timeline, and I'm like, why this play? That's what kind of bugged me about the whole thing.
I do understand, because I think he's personal friends with Mitch Desnu.
That's what I don't know if that's true, but that's the first thing. Oh, you're buddies with the guy. Like, come on, man.
And I don't know Mitch Desnu's and Curtis Dixon's history. If I would assume that they probably grew up similar or played together or something like that.
Well, we don't want to speculate.
I think they have a long-standing relationship, probably.
We don't want to speculate though, but I think they're former. As friends.
I do think they're former Team Canada teammates and buddies too. But all I have to say is about that is, I respect Mitch Desnu's play on the floor. He's a great player. I respect Curtis Dixon's play on the floor. He's a great player. Right. But Curtis Dixon has been very public about things in the past when it comes to a lot of things. But I will say he's a great ambassador for his league. But definitely media-wise, like, we have to be very careful what we're saying now.
Yeah, agreed.
And we want to grow the brand, not hurt it.
I love that. So let's move on now to your predictions. Thank you for your time today, by the way. We have got gracias, right? You know what I'm saying? De nada.
Yeah, gracias.
Woo! So, we've got Matt. The first game is Colorado Halifax. That is Matthew Pilato versus Jake Withers. Timmy D, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I think Pilato's going to get smoked for the first time this year.
Oh yeah, 100%. Withers
What
is
is your
gonna have a field day with that kid.
what is what is your percentage prediction?
My predictions, another like I'd say 68% game.
You
Maybe
always say 68.
because here's the thing. He's a 72% face-off guy. Withers. That's his
I
average
mean, so what
from
is
last year.
you're just gonna say 68?
68. Yeah, I think Pilato's an actual face-off guy, so he'll give him a run a little bit.
I Okay, so this season, I'm glad you brought that up because like this season, for the record, and again, no knock on Pilato, but they have faced Vancouver without Adler, the Wings, and in that game, Rowlett actually beat him 11-8.
Yeah.
They have the Swarm, who have God knows who, Rochester, who I believe actually in that game, Jeremy, he was 20-15. Jeremy, I mean, I you don't think Withers can crack him? Okay, we'll go 68's fine.
I will say that he is a training partner for Trevor Baptiste in PLL in the
Who
past.
is?
Pilato.
Wow.
Because he's from Rutgers. If I'm thinking of the right guy, because I know Colorado's drafted and rotated a couple guys out in the preseason this year, in the season. But if it's the right guy, I'm believing, which I think it is. He played at Rutgers. He was drafted to PLL. He's more of a practice partner for a lot of the guys during the preseason. But I will have to say, I think he does well against Withers in the fact that where he doesn't get completely blown out.
He
But I
was
think
at
it'll be good.
Rutgers. You're correct. Rutgers is
Yeah, so I think it'll be a good 68% win for Withers, and I think Pilato, if he just gets a lot of secondary loose balls, he'll keep his team in it. But no, I think Colorado's offense will do a great job of balancing out Halifax's offense. I just think Colorado's defensive prowess might actually tick them closer to the win. But I do think Halifax is going to come out and win, and I think we'll see a lot of chippiness from both sides for sure. And if Will Malcolm does what Will Malcolm does every other night, he might get 4 points.
every other night is crazy.
I know.
I mean, it's been a far cry since the slot trick, right? All right, loading guy, right? Will Malcolm.
Yes, he's a loading guy.
How close were your Tonka, by the way?
Oh, it's getting customized right now. I know. Yeah. It's in LA.
Should be soon though.
I will have to shout out. No, it's mostly on my end. I've been really busy. I haven't had
Come
time to
on.
go into it. No, but I will have to shout out Nick Coyne. I know I pronounced his last name wrong. For the Lax QXM, the Lax Sommelier on Instagram. I also have to shout out the Loose Mesh Pod. They
No, moving on.
No, Mike, no, time out.
Why are you doing that?
This is PR. Hold on, PR. They did reach out and they did say it was a great show. I know that you guys beef. I don't have beef with them. I don't have beef with them.
What great show?
Our show, they like the show.
Okay.
But Loose Mesh, I will keep shouting you out when I do reference you guys as per our agreement. Okay, and I will make sure it's fair. Mike.
Whose agreement?
They were just saying like if you mention something that we say, just make sure you say hey from Loose Mesh, right? Which is fair. In all fairness, it's a tight community.
Yeah,
it's a tight community, and I'll keep it fair. Mike will do what Mike does. I will do what I do.
What I do.
But no.
This is unbelievable.
In all fairness,
you two-timer. Let's go on their show. Shame on you.
I know, no, but all I'm saying is, in the fairness of me saying all these things about jurisdiction and Misha Snoo,
this is unreal.
I will say this: in the lacrosse podcast world and radio shows, it's a very tight community, and to see unity across, I see unity across both sides is very important. And El Capitan picks,
no one's even paying you. How dare you, sir?
Mike, I'm about this for the love of the game, and I want to see it grow. So I will definitely say I will shout the boys out when they deserve the shout out on certain like headlines or something.
I don't even know what they did to deserve that one though.
They DM'd me and said, "Hey man, you can't keep saying stuff without quoting us." I was like, "All right, fair enough."
Who did you quote? Where did you quote them?
I've quoted them in the past. I've just forgotten to say something. Like
Oh,
like
no, because they don't.
a couple shows ago, I did say from loose mesh, and then I just like never brought it up again. I believe it was the headline um, somebody got signed. It was a huge signing. Tried to bring the community together, but Frank told me he wanted to shut Mike down.
This is true. Hey, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna bring up loose mesh. If they want to use other people on the show, just for the not saying you, Tim Dillon, you're great.
No.
But it is funny that their whole goal is to bring me down, and all we do is talk lacrosse like for free. So just for the record.
Yeah, I know, and I definitely understand where both sides come from, but you know they are technically a loading sponsor, and I technically have
another $5 per episode. Good for loading.
I technically do have some obligation to like have
bull crap. All right, next up,
to have some good media relations.
Against the Black Bears. My God, how much is the Milkman getting against the Black Bears?
Milkman's winning a bunch against the Black Bears. He's going like 80%. He's gonna
80.
smoke. He's gonna smoke people.
All right, 80.
You know what I do have in my possession right here, Mike?
Could care less.
Oh, you're gonna care.
Okay.
Jack Hanna's broken shaft from Las Vegas versus Halifax from the locker room.
When was this?
Last year.
Why did he break it?
The only game in the whole season where he didn't score a single point.
Why did he break it? Because he didn't score a point?
They just broke her off a cross check. Look at that. That's Jack Hanna's. That's Las Vegas Dennis Dog history.
And now your fingerprints are all over it.
Dude, you know how hard it was to get this back in the airplane? Dude, I had to go and get like paper towel rolls and put this in 2 paper towel rolls and duct tape them together and ship them back.
All right, Justin Naso is taking on whatever's left of George. I don't know if it's Phoenix or whoever. What does Naso do?
Naso goes like 80%, but only here's the thing about Georgia. I have seen this in the past with Georgia, where they'll be overly aggressive on faceoffs and they'll be like really, 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 really aggressive. So here's the thing. If Naso is like very confident, goes in, wins a bunch, 80%. But if Georgia's like throwing guys at him and being super aggressive on the wings, I'll say cuts his percentage down to like 60, 65.
Okay, so there's a potential for 60. We'll give you credit for that one. All right, I don't know what that meant, but we'll go with it. We'll save that matchup. Let's do The Rock against Nathan Kapp, the new guy for Rochester suddenly. He took over for Jeremy Thompson this past weekend.
Yeah.
He looked pretty good, too.
I didn't watch that game, to be honest, the Rochester game.
That's fair,
yeah.
What is he doing? Do you have any prediction against The Rock or no? Because The Rock just got 0 placed, so.
Yeah, I'm just gonna assume like is he an actual face-off guy or is he just like a D guy they throw out there?
I mean, he just came out of nowhere and smacked around some people. This is not too bad.
Who were they playing last week?
You don't come on.
They were playing Buffalo. Yeah.
Yeah, he played Connor Farrell and Nicholas Rowlett and actually did pretty good.
All right, so yeah, I'll say you guys like what, good 50%?
50 against Toronto, who just got donutted
by. Yeah, he did. They did get donutted, but they got donated by Trevor Baptiste in this.
They got 0 piece, man. You'll give him like 60%. Come on, 50.
Dude, I don't know. I'm not familiar. I'm not familiar with his ball, dude. I'm not familiar with his ball game. You know,
cannot wait until he smokes him. All right, next up, we're gonna do Mike Byrne. Mike Byrne against Jake Naso.
Dude, they have another back-to-back week. That's crazy.
Not back-to-back. It's just Oshawa versus Saskatchewan.
Oh, for some reason, I thought Jake Naso was Jake Withers in my head for a second.
He's getting so good.
So Oshawa versus Saskatchewan?
Yeah, Mike Byrne versus Jake Naso. Come on, head in the game.
I already said.
Get your head out of loose smash. Come on.
No. Let me see here. Probably go 65%. They have.
You are insane. All right.
You say I'm insane, and then I get
65.
65, yeah.
All right, well, my prediction is 80 or better. How's that for you?
Because it's against Oshawa, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually have a face-off guy for sometimes, and the other time they
Yeah,
don't.
Jake Withers is not bad either. So neither is Hammer Jackson.
Yeah,
He
okay.
was 70. He went
Don't have to
70%. Mike
don't have to
Burns
rub
better.
that in, dude. Don't have
Was
to rub that
65.
in. Yeah, he won
65.
70%. He won 70% in a blowout win.
71.
Okay, yeah. Not every guy has his day. I get it, but like 71% a blowout win, 15-22.
All right, you're crazy.
Also,
All right.
can I say something real quick?
Yeah, hurry up.
Caleb Kahn did not deserve to put in that game and get 8 points put on his head. That is ridiculous. Whoever made that
because they put him in twice. It was stupid. It was terrible coaching once again by Las Vegas.
Whoever put him in, I've seen the guy play. He's insanely good. Okay, he played senior A.
This is a good comment.
He played senior A or senior B and junior A's first year junior or second year junior, which is insane, by the way.
Right.
He also played for a very competitive Langley team, which also is a really good team. They've had guys drafted.
Did you see the WLA draft? Like Naimaco had like.
Oh yeah, Naimaco had every single pick. I was like, I might get a call. I never know.
But this guy loves WLA for some reason.
I do love WLA. I'll quickly touch on that. WLA was well before there was ever an NLL. So
how'd that work out for him?
I mean, I could say some numbers right now, which would surprise you, but I'm gonna keep it professional here. But a lot of those guys do get paid more than they do get paid in NLL. And you look at Lyle Thompson; he's a perfect example. He's not WLA; he's East Coast League.
We're trying to read a book here. I encourage you. I was telling you.
Yeah, Mike. I'll defend Mike as much as I can.
Thank you.
Listen, no, WLA and MLS or MSL, I'm sorry, I always get that mixed up. They have players like Lyle Thompson and all his friends and family that played in that league, that no longer play in the PLO because they get paid twice as much to play in that league. And a lot of those deals are under the table, but but here's the thing. It's better lacrosse than NLL is sometimes. I'll have to say, like, you're not going to see a blowout win against a lot of teams in senior A.
Okay. That was not really help defending me, but we appreciate your WLA love here.
I'm not trying to not defend you, Mike. I'm trying. I'm just saying.
Come on, man.
Here's great. Look, I think we should cover it. I think it should be my segment. Honestly, just covering WLA.
Yeah, why don't you hop on Loose Match and cover WLA? Goodness gracious.
I do. You know what? In all fairness, I've never watched a full Loose Mesh podcast episode. I've only watched like a couple minutes, and I
same because it sucked.
Okay, okay, for PR reasons, as a fellow loading sponsor, they do a great job. But from a show perspective, I think we're a great show. I think they're a great show. I think it's very good to have competitive. It's very good to have a competitive relationship in the marketplace.
Oh.
Wait, what did FCLL say again?
FCLL?
Why isn't every other why isn't every WL player in the NLL? Because it's the same reason why the Las Vegas Airs Dogs roster changes every 5 minutes, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, like they're bringing junior A, they're bringing junior A kids to play. I don't know what to tell you.
I can't stand it.
Am I loose Meshmore?
No, man. All right.
Can't do that.
Okay, man, I'm about to cry. Woo, okay, we got that was awful. All right, Nick Routledge against Tyrell Hammer Jackson. Wow. Oh my goodness.
Now, I will have to say, I did see some training footage of them together. Dude.
Well,
it's gonna be another hands up in the air for me. It's gonna be 50%. Both the guys. It's really gonna come down to a couple face-offs and who's really feeling themselves that night. And I will have to say, Las Vegas, if you don't start picking up more loose balls off the face-offs and stop running into each other or missing the ball off the wall, I'm gonna lose it. You know how many face-offs I saw where Naso did pop out directly to a Vegas guy and he caught the ball and started running away. But
you see the numbers were skewed?
I do have to say the refs are calling a lot in that, and they're getting a lot of plays wrong when
You
it
are
comes like
crazy with the refs, man.
body checking. And my lowest partnership in the goalie division, Kai the goalie. Kai, dude, Kai, it's not my department. I'm sorry. I wish
Oh,
I
no,
could.
it's
It's
not
not
your
my
part.
department. DM loading, dude. It's not my department.
So what does Hammer do against Rowlett?
Well, Rowlett's a back clamper, so his left hand goes into himself. So most face-up guys like Hammer, he'll grip a stick. He'll do this. Bang.
Oh.
Yeah, he'll go bang. Okay, Rowlett is a standing neutral grip guy, so he's gonna go like this. He's gonna face off, but instead of going like this, he's gonna punch in himself like that. Okay, so Hammer's gonna go like this. Moto grip. So what I will say to that is it's gonna be really cool. You're gonna see two different styles: American versus Canadian, standing neutral grip on the knee versus traditional moto. And I think it's gonna be a really good competitive face-off matchup. And I think those both teams are gonna put on a great show for those fans there. And are they playing in Philadelphia or are they playing in Vegas tonight? Or sorry, not tonight, but when they do play.
You should know this, but Vegas.
I see. I had a suspicion. I had a suspicion it was Vegas, but yeah, come on, Mike. There's a lot of teams. I can't remember where they all play. Okay.
All right, that sounds like a weird way to say Hammer Jackson's going to get another loss, but what's the percentage here?
All I'm gonna say, it's really gonna come down to their wings because Philadelphia does not have great wings, and Vegas doesn't have.
Actually, they do have great wings. Get it, Philadelphia wings.
All right.
No, real quick.
That was a good
What
joke.
is the
I'll say it's a good joke.
percentage?
50-50. 50-50. I said it in the beginning. I said it in the beginning. I said it's gonna be a throw up. It's probably going to be 50-50.
That is no faith in Hammer Jackson. Unbelievable.
I've never seen. Here's the thing. I've never seen them face off in a competitive scenario.
Wow.
I've never seen them, at least in my knowledge. I could be wrong to where they faced off before and I don't remember it. But as of recent knowledge, I have not seen Vegas play Philadelphia and seen Hammer Jackson versus Rowlett. I have not seen that. So I have no previous data to back up any claim. So that's why I'm showing 50-50. So I said 50-50 last week against Naso and Hammer because not a recent memory I can remember them going against each other.
Okay, last one. Max Adler, Trevor Baptiste in Vancouver.
Ooh, okay. Max Adler, dude, in his prime. I'm not saying he's out of his prime, but I'm saying in his
has he ever even had a prime?
Yes, he won Face-Off Guy of the Year for last year, the MLL, when they had all the heavy hitters in that league, and he was insanely good. I don't think people realize how good Max Adler was back in the day. He played at Bentley, which is a D2 school, by the way. Gets drafted to the MLL.
What is their mascot? Luxury cars?
It's a big finance school. It's a finance school. Okay, so he goes to Bentley, D2. He's D2 All-American every year, top guy in the face-up percentages every year. Okay, gets drafted to the Denver Outlaws. Okay, wins multiple championships in every league. He wins one with the Denver Outlaws, won to multiple championships with them, was a Maverick sponsored guy. That head sucked, by the way. That Maverick lock sucked. So he was winning. He was one of the best guys in the league with a head that sucked. Okay. And fourth, he did win Face-Off Guy of the Year the last year the MLL was around before he transitioned to PLL. He did have a little hard time transitioning to the PLL, but this is a different rule set, different whistle altogether. Traditional face-offs like this, you saw against Ignacio. Dude, he had a stick with tape falling off, all right? And he was warming up on the defensive end in the beginning of the game, and he literally just looked like he knew, like it was complete muscle memory in him. It was everything, this locked in veteran. He was boom. He was winning against a guy who was 70% in the PLL this last season and was a top 5 face-off guy last season in NLL. And he went in barely with some notice. He went in and dominated. So all I will have to say is I think this will be a great matchup. Rowlett is a very different player than Ignacio is, but I think it's 50-50 both ways. No, I'm sorry. Against Baptiste, I got Rowlett switched with Baptiste for there. Max Adler versus Baptiste. Historically, I do believe Baptiste has had the upper hand, but it's been a long time since they played each other. So I will have to say it would probably be like a 60-40 situation, Baptiste. But I mark my words, I will not be surprised if Max Adler somehow gets a 50% win against Trevor Baptiste. If he stays confident, I do see a world where he comes out with a 50% win or a respectable like 45% or something.
All right, so Withers 68% versus Pilato, Farrell 80% versus whoever Ottawa rolls out, Naso 80 but could be 60 if the Swarm give him troubles, Cap 50-50 against who are they against Toronto, even though they just got donutted. Naso,
Listen, if a team gets donutted, you don't think they're gonna send an enforcer out there to mess the dude up?
maybe. Naso only 65. I'm going 80% in the game against Mike Bird. Hammer Jackson 50-50 because he's not good anymore. And Turbo Baptiste 60-40, but don't be surprised it's 50-50. Got it.
The media is gonna tear me apart for that. Oh my god.
And you thanks for coming on the show, Tim Dillon. Hasta mañana. Please tell Loose Mesh we send our worst, and you have a great day.
I will absolutely do whatever I need to do there. Adios.
Oh my gosh. Wow, that is every episode we have him on, man. I never know. He surprises me. Good stuff. Thank you, Tim Dillon. Alrighty, when we come back, it's time to air out our grievances with Jake Naso. We'll air out the grievances that he has. Tim, I'm kidding. When we come back, the Jake Naso interview is airing. This is Daily Dive. Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
BetUS and North American Talk Radio have partnered to bring you the preferred betting platform in the United States, and you will get a deposit bonus of up to 150% if you use promo code 120Z. Take it from me, I'm a cowboy and a gambler. I wrangle my bets on BetUS, and I use the promo code 120Z to get free money. Yee-haw! That's BetUS and promo code 120Z. Now giddy up.
I am joined now by a returning guest. It's been a while. It has been a while, but he's been busy dominating the NLL at the dot. I'm joined by Jake Naso of Saskatchewan Rush. How are you doing, sir?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. Yes, it has been a while, but hope you're doing well also, Michael.
I bet you are doing great considering the team is like 5-1. It's not too shabby, you know?
Yeah, we've had a good start to the year so far. Obviously, came out a little rusty, but we've sort of gathered our footing, and it's been a good first third of the year, if you will.
Yeah, it is. Oh my goodness, 60, 12, 18. Yeah, good math. Thank you, by the way, on that.
Yeah, sure.
It's interesting you mentioned, because before we get to the other stuff, you guys did kind of to start the year. I know the Ottawa game would stay like all out of the rear, but there was a few times where people like myself were like saying, "What was the second half? What's going on with that?" But you guys were able to overcome. How'd that feel, knowing that you do have the one loss on the record and that's it?
Yeah, no, it feels great. Obviously, that was a winnable game for us too. So looking back, it is a game we think we let get away from us, especially there late in the fourth. But we've been able to build on each game and improve on one aspect, which I think has been key, and not really focusing on super far down the road and really just try to knock out the task at hand. So it's been a fun season. I'm a little more acclimated than I was maybe at this point last year, which has been super nice. The game is obviously very, very fast, but I think I've gotten a little bit more acclimated, so it comes a little bit slower. But still, obviously, super fast, super physical, which I love. But yeah, I've been happy with it so far.
I tell people on the show all the time that I believe you said Montana was your first box experience. And it's like,
Yes.
I was like, this guy's fast. And if, yeah, you're a little bit shorter than everyone, but it's like, dude, like you want it more than other people. And just
Thank you.
It shows. So
thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I obviously, I got to give credit to my teammates too, right? Them on the front and back wings, picking up loose balls, being very communicative. I feel like us as a unit have been able to get more possessions for the offense. And, having that year under our belts last year as a unit collectively, being able to bring most of the guys back together, I think is only added to our experience and added to our chemistry. So
I'm glad you went there because I want to rewind it back. I keep telling people it's not just losing the finals. It's, I believe, like down 1 at halftime of game 3.
Mm-hmm.
And even as that half unfolded, I remember seeing Jimmy Quinn and I believe Frank Giuliano just looking on, kind of like a Stephon Diggs moment, just like couldn't believe it was happening or looked pissed. Was that the vibe in the locker room? Like, what did you feel like from a player's point of view was the mindset as soon as you guys saw that happen?
Yeah, like after the game, obviously it was a really, really tough pill to swallow to get that far and then have a performance, put out on that final stage like we did.
Yeah.
But I think the vibe was like everyone was super proud of each other in order to get to that point. Obviously, we didn't come away with the win, which initially we were very, very, very upset and angry at ourselves with. I know we left a lot of plays out there, but just taking a step back and looking at it from a holistically point of view, like take that big step from not making the playoffs and then making it to the finals is a big step. And we had a lot of guys that were new, and we had a lot of guys that it was their first time playing together. So I think when you take a step back and look at it, it is something to be proud of. Obviously, the ultimate goal is to win, but realizing that the job isn't finished for us and using that, honestly, to fuel our intensity and our fire going into this year.
Love that. Before we get into some battles that you've had this year already at the dot, I want to ask you because fresh, like it's currently, this show is airing on Thursday, but Wednesday nights when we're doing this interview, it's fresh in everyone's brains here. Ryan Keenan, man, his father does his 300th game, and he scores like 4 or 5. The next game, like last game, he scored 6 in Las Vegas. How cool is it seeing not just Ryan Keenan, but all these offensive guys stepping up every night, man?
Oh yeah, I mean to start off with Rye, like he's our captain, right? He's pumps us up before games, before practices, during games, during practices. Yeah, like giving us the pregame speeches and whatnot. I really take it to heart what he tells us, and with Coach Keenan too, like he's seen it. He's his 300th game. Like he understands it. He's been around a long time. Not to outdate himself, but he's very experienced. And me being, I guess, still new to the game, right? Like I'm still new, so I just try and take everything I can from those guys. But I mean, the offensive side of the ball, like you saw it last game, putting up. I think it was the first time I was a part of a team. We did it a couple times in college, but putting up 20 goals, I mean, that's special. I mean, and I get to play a little bit more too, so it was a win-win for us. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe. Last year, so last year y'all had 17 twice. It looks like against Albany, rest in peace, and Colorado. Interesting. My 20. I love that. It's gotta feel good. So let's get to you because you did mention you had all the changes in the world against Hammer Jackson. I don't know if you've seen the clips of me and Tim Dillon on the show. I was in a battle with him. I said Naso would win at the dot. You did so. I want to ask you, so how did Hammer Jackson, what challenges did he provide to you? And we also got to talk about Jake Withers. But what about Hammer Jackson? What are the challenges he gives you?
Oh yeah. Especially with him in the last game, like he's a very, very tough competitor. Both of us aren't the biggest guys out there, but very scrappy, very feisty. And like he's got the experience. I think he's won over 600 NLL faceoffs. So that's way more than I have. So he definitely posed as a good challenger, good one-on-one battle. But like I said before, I got to give credit to my teammates because I think just so like the first guy that pops in my head is Matt Accioni. I think he had like four or five loose balls off the faceoff where I'm like there, and it's just like boom, he picks it up, and I'm like, well, this was awesome. Like to get that support and that help is super great, and only just like fuels the rest of the offense, and the defense gets a break. So it was a real team effort there. But going back to Hammer Jackson. Yeah, super good battle between me and him, and looking forward to more in the future.
So let's get to Jake Naso. Now, before called it Jake off, the more I thought about that, I really like that name. We're really like the Jake Wars or the Battle of Jake. I know the Rush social media team had a great battle with fun time with it. First game, it was 12 for him and 11 for you. And then the last game you guys played, you got a little bit more. Tell me, like, knowing what you know about Jake Withers, obviously as a face-off guy yourself, how good does that feel knowing that your hard work, the last 4 or 5 times you guys have played, has been pretty good against a guy who might be one of the best ever?
Yeah, I think it's definitely, something we've had great battles, right? And going back to the playoffs last year, like we played them 2 games in a row. And then this year, the schedule happened where we played them 2 games again in a row. So we've gotten both, I think, a ton of, it's got to be over 100 faceoffs against each other. So we've gotten pretty familiar with each other's styles, and it's a great battle every time we go at it. And I guess it doesn't get better than him. Obviously, there's other guys in the league that have done great as well. But you're talking like careers, histories, like he's done it all. He plays on the D end as well. Like nothing but respect for him. And all the other guys that go against in the league, but just the really threat he brings to the faceoff position as a whole, being able to go offense, defense, and whatnot.
Correct.
Is something that I have to take into account as well. When going against him, not being able to maybe allow him to go forward and push transition because he is so lethal.
Right.
But got to give respect where it's due, and he definitely deserves that.
Yeah, I mean, is that the biggest challenge that he gives? Is the fact that he's not just a fogo, but he is going to make you work on both ends.
Yeah, no doubt. I think so, right? Because if you do win a clamp against, and it's not just him, like everyone else too, they're on you quick. It's a very quick game, and especially like his prowess on defense and his checks and being able to cause turnovers and stoke shots too in transition. Like it all plays into the faceoff game, I think, as well.
So we got to get to this now. Trevor Baptiste, he was hurt like a year or 2 ago, and you kind of tell. But this year he's looked great for San Diego. And I know a guy that you probably have seen many times. Does a lot of PLL stuff, PLL MVP for crying out loud.
Oh yeah.
Seeing him go perfect at the dot, albeit against who I know, seeing him go perfect at the dot and just what he does in general, how cool is that for you? And when is your perfect game coming?
Oh man, yeah, that was crazy. I did get a glimpse of that. I saw that he was able to go. I think it was like
23
for 23. Yeah. So, obviously Trevor's been one of the greatest for a long time, and it's really tough to do that consistently. So, watching him, also not to outdate him, but I was in like high school when I was watching him in college for the first time.
Crazy.
And brings like a whole different style to the game that we haven't really seen before. This grit, this toughness, and I haven't gone against him. I believe I went against him for one face-off in like a PLL scrimmage in training camp a couple years back, but that was it. And definitely looking forward to the matchup against him because, like I said, it was a player that I idolized in high school growing up. So, bringing it back to also with like the NLL finals last year, like Connor Farrell was one of my coaches in high school too. So going against these guys, it's just like an awesome time for me, a full circle moment. And just really thankful for the opportunity. Thank God that, he was able to provide this path for me and this journey. So
it's funny you mentioned Farrell because you actually got the better of Farrell. And I know people are going to say, well, the face-off there is 23-23. I'm like, guys, they were in that game because he was perfect at the dot. Like, can we not give credit here?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Farrell, that was it. I did not know he coached you, and that makes it probably even crazier that you are getting the better of him.
He was awesome, and for me and my development in the college game, like I remember he would help me out with either film or if I was home for breaks, like whatever he could do to help me out, he would. You're truly like a big brother to me. So it was all smiles and hugs, like before and after. But during the game, sometimes I just took a step back and was like, I cannot believe I'm actually, really going against you right now. Obviously, like you're in the zone, you're in the game, and you don't think about it too much. But just taking a step back, just realizing how lucky we are to have gone through a lot together and then play against each other on the biggest stage.
It makes you respect each other's competitors more, knowing that you have the history. Mm-hmm. So I love that. Adler, another one, Max Adler, we got to touch on. Just a guy last played April 2023. He went 10 of 24 against the Naso. That's not terrible, I'd say, for his triumphant return. What do you know about Max Adler, and were you kind of surprised that he was that good this early?
Yeah, so I'm unfamiliar with Max. Obviously, like, I know who he is. I've never met him before. Known he played PLL, NLL for a few years, and obviously was very successful at that stage. But yeah, for him to come back and do that well, I thought was very, very impressive, after not playing for a little bit and taking some time off. But he's a competitor. He's fearless. Funny story, actually, I went to college with his brother, Mike, who was, he was our goalie my freshman and sophomore year at Duke.
That's amazing.
So the Adler family, shout out to them. They were super nice, super great people. And was fortunate I got to play with Mike my first 2 years at Duke. Yeah.
I love that. Dude, the Duke runs deep. I know a lot of people don't like Duke. I like Duke for what it's worth, but
appreciate that.
What it is.
Yeah.
More so basketball. We're gonna do. I like lacrosse, so I'll go Duke lacrosse. That works for me.
Nice.
Let's talk Oshawa, man. They got a guy named Mike Byrne, but you can do Mike Byrne as well. But Firewolves are getting hot. At least the last 2 games, and they beat a team y'all just beat twice in Halifax. What do you think Oshawa, what are the challenges Oshawa poses for not just you with the Dot, but for the team in general?
Yeah, I guess to, start at the Dot, like, I remember last year they had Joe Nardella, and, hope he gets healthy soon with his injury. But they pose a big threat this year, obviously, with Byrne at the faceoff. He's been able to come in there and do a great job. He keeps it scrappy. Like, these guys are fearless competitors. They have guys sprinting in off the wings and getting involved in the mix as well. They're not going to make it easy. And I think we just got to stick to our game and be ready for anything, because they can throw anything at us. And then as far as, like you mentioned, they're hot as of recent. Like, their offense is great. Like, fellow teammate of mine, Dyson Williams, is
love it.
He's unbelievable. So I'll have a little chuckle going against him as well. I feel like starting to know more guys across the league and getting to play against some familiar faces, but playing against Dyson and any Duke guy is always a fun time. But really just sticking to our game, realizing what got us to this point, watching the film. Our team's been very good at watching film. Everyone does their own job on their own time, whether it's conditioning, film, getting their minds right, bodies right for the game, rehab, whatnot. So I'm looking forward to it. We're back in Saskatchewan. I know it is a little cold there this time of year, but it is our home, so we embrace it. But looking forward to getting back up there rather, and playing the Firewolves starting the second third of the season.
A little bit different than Henderson/Las Vegas, the weather.
Yes.
Although some parts of Vegas do get cold, but I don't know if it was that cold there, though.
It wasn't that cold. I think it was about probably 50 degrees, but the wind, there was very high gusts of wind.
Really?
So it made it a little bit chilly for us. But it was my first time in Vegas. It was unbelievable. I'd never been there before. It was the furthest west I've been growing up in the Northeast.
Wow.
And it's definitely lived up to the hype. It was obviously we're there for lacrosse, so I wasn't able to do much, but just looking around and sort of seeing the people that it draws and the environment that it's in is definitely a place I got to go back to, maybe where I have some time with friends and whatnot.
So no one watches this show. We'll be fine. No one's going to care. I'm kidding. It's interesting because my buddy actually told me that he lives in the Vegas area. He said Henderson is the best spot for those fans because it's away from the Strip. Now, granted, they want to go back to Michelob, I'm sure, but for now, it's not bad being in Henderson for sure.
No, and it was very nice around there too. It was very scenic. Like, there were houses like up in the mountains, and it looked very pretty. Yeah, it was super nice. I always love mountains, so it was a cool sight to see for sure for the first time.
By the way, before we get to the finals thing, you do work in Texas, right? Coaching and stuff.
Yes, that's right.
So tell me about that as much as you feel comfortable with. And I want to get to the unbox thing with the what was it, the Oil Cats thing? They recently announced another partnership.
Yeah.
Do you have any role in the unbox stuff, or can you give us any insight on Texas?
Yeah, so that's in Dallas. So that's about 3.5 hours from where I am. I'm here in Austin. Yeah, the capital of Texas. And
Longhorns.
yes. But yeah, I love giving back. Like I love coaching kids on my spare time and on my free time. I was lucky enough to grow up on Long Island, which is one of the hotbeds, especially for field lacrosse. So being able to take all the coaching I've gotten there growing up and then at the collegiate level and bring them to the kids down here who are just nothing but respectful, honestly just gives me pleasure and gives me like, a sense of purpose too on my time off and whatnot. And then being able to go to these Texas high school football games and college games.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. Football is different down here. Like I always knew of it and I always heard of it about how football is king down here, but now I'm seeing it and it is crazy. Even the high school games and the rivalries and the stadiums, it's nuts. It's a cool environment to be in.
I believe, like, and not to go too far down the football rabbit hole, but you're right. Like, that's like the best football in the country, probably.
Oh yeah,
that and maybe Alabama high schools. Like, it's
like the kids start so young here too. Like sometimes I'm driving past the high schools and they got kids that like their helmets are bigger than their bodies, like out there. Like it's insane.
But they're all so talented down there.
Yes, they're super athletic.
Well, tell the football players lacrosse is pretty physical too.
It's getting more and more popular down here. More and more kids are starting to play. Yeah, it's really great. Even they've got a couple box lacrosse leagues around here too that I might be thinking about playing during the summer to keep the stick in my hand. So
I was going to ask you about Montana, but you might be a Texas lacrosse league guy. Yeah. I love it. All right, so before we I'll let you go here, and thank you again for your time. It's late, by the way. We're doing this interview, so we appreciate Jake. Saskatchewan Rush, I asked this to most players. Your team will win the finals if, like, sum it up how you want.
Oh, man. Obviously, that's a long road ahead. I think the key, if I'm going to be honest, the key to us, making it there last year was really taking it one day at a time, like as cliche as it sounds, but like that's not even in our mind, right? Our mind's totally on Oshawa. Like we understand if we are too focused on it. I experienced this young and growing up too. Like if we are like, think, oh, just because we made it to the finals last year, we're going to make it back. Like that is not the mentality that we can have. We know we got here for a reason. We know we put in the work on the off season. We got to trust in each other and take it one game at a time because we can get, really caught up in the media and caught up in these like, what is it, like the power rankings and whatnot, all that. That doesn't mean anything. It's a long season and we're only a third of the way through. Everything can change. Just really praying for everyone's health and everyone's travel, making sure it's all good and we keep this well-oiled machine running. But I think that's the key in itself, right? Like taking it one game at a time, not getting too obsessive over the long-term goal when we have short-term goals in front of us.
Absolutely. And I was going to ask you about the upcoming games, but don't worry about it. I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, it's all right.
I was just playing. Jake, Naso, we appreciate you. Stay safe against Oshawa. Continue to do what you do with the Dots. Looking forward to having you on again. Hopefully next time I won't have as much of an interval between guest spots with you.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
Tell the Rush we love them. You guys are great on the road. It's a fun team to watch, but stay cool, stay safe, and thank you so much for your time, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you as well, Michael. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. You stay safe also. They're in Georgia, I believe, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And roll crew.
Yeah, nice. Love that. But yeah, thanks again for having me on, taking the time. I know it's late, so thanks for fitting me in.
Thank you.
You're listening to North American Talk Radio, the all-new talk radio station featuring sports, movies, politics, mental health, and more. Check us out at natalkradio.com and subscribe today. Buy event tickets straight from our website to help the cause and get tickets to your favorite events for less. That's natalkradio.com. Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much for tuning into today's show. Jake Naso is awesome. Has been having a great year at the face-off dot so far. The Rush take on the Firewolves. I believe, was it Saturday that game is again? I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's Saturday, 8 o'clock Eastern, so we're looking forward to that. Tons of great fun on North American Talk Radio's YouTube channel as well. Please subscribe. And remember, NLL merchandise is available. Head to natalkradio.us/NLL for some of the stuff you see on your screen and more. Alrighty, folks, I am your host, Michael Karvelis. Have a great rest of your day. Tomorrow's Friday. We have a big announcement with Captain tomorrow. May have to pre-record that. I believe we're going to try that live, but we'll talk about that. We'll have best bets, pick 'em, all kind of good stuff. But thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Stay tuned to the socials at Dilly Dive LAX. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, North American Talk Radio on YouTube. This has been Daily Dive.